Darker matter.
Now build a bear for your teddy bear picnic. Building a bear to eat when the bull run ballistic. Will he get to a point? Yes, I'm Hex. Like Richard Hart's better Bitcoin. Industry upheaval sent for smart contract decoy. Multi-chain pulse real, no decoy. In my space coat suit pose like a b-boy. Anti-gravity project check AGD's coin. Fuel cell sacrifice to the decoy. Portal type with extra arms, big boy, decoy. Hungry for potential gains we could make. Some of the brave game a 180 days stake or 33. Learn the tokenomics promptly. No sleep, we are only countdown to launching. Stuff that jackpot pinata. I want the whole enchilada. We'll see mañana. Block data, sacrifice mistake claim. Wait, whichever ever way you play, I wish you great games. This down cycle brought many pains, but props to you if you ain't changed. You are worthy and deserving of charts earning, profit earning, grasp the wins that you're yearning. Start with learning, do not panic, sail in a hurry. The art of walking on a floor that's burning. More lava make the bull run faster. See through false hype and fake influencer chatter. Talking head trainer while they're dead if you let them. Truth weapon as a lesson, yeah, like Fight Club versus UFC. Don't talk about it, be about it. It's all about the AGP.
From a creator on post chain, where the tokens remain. There's a token rising up, set to ignite a flame. Darker matter is its name, a gaming token set to set the crypto world alight. With its fuel cells, mint and power, your stack is deployed into the void. With NFTs gathering dust and the jackpot calls your name. And if you're a lucky winner, you can sacrifice to get free or die forever. I am telling you, it's insane. Act Project, you'll get the keys to the game. Step into the darkness, nothing's ever gonna be the same. You've been chasing rainbows where there's no gold, but the real power's in darker matter. But the real power's in darker matter. You don't have enough darker matter. Level up your wallet and make it fatter. This game of tokens blazing on through. It's time to buy. Hold the vision, the key is in your hands. Darker matter. Dark matter. Treasure rewards getting higher. 33 or 80, you stake the claim. You don't have enough darker matter, so get in the game. The tokenomics are solid, built for the long haul. Deflationary forces on the inside. Play, man, earn, watch the space code grow. From the void of victory, let the whole chain know. No more empty plays in this crypto space. Darker matter's dropping bombs in your face. Post chain is the chain, darker matter is the game. So grab your darker matter, futures to be won. Others will fade away when the market gets cold, but this one's forged like gold and will never get old. You don't have enough darker matter. Level up your wallet, make it fatter. This gaming token's blazing on through. It's time to buy, hold the vision, the keys in your hands. Darker matter, darker matter, darker matter, darker matter, darker matter. Darker matter. Darker matter. Darker matter. Treasure rewards getting higher. 33 or 80 days you stake a claim. You don't have enough darker matter, so get in the game. Into the void we will go, minting our fuel cells, watching them grow. The treasury shares the win. To the darker matter holders, let the games begin. Darker matter.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And today it is, well, it's July 21st, 2026. It's a Tuesday, and we are currently in round 3 of the Darker Matter project of Anti-Gravity Project. And the minting has gone bananas. We've had a nice green day in crypto today, so shout out to crypto. And we've been pushing our all-time highs with Darker. Very interesting to see. Shout out to Crypto Knight. He spent a while talking about one of our favorite projects, Nexion, the NexionPulse.com, where they've just got a whole slew of projects and services and things that you can use, things you can do, things you can build. It's really, really, really great. And it was good to see Lef and Psycho get some shine over there. Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna jump through my Boomer tabs here, all 55 of them, and then I'm gonna soak in a hot tub with Epsom salt because I am 400 years old and everything on my body hurts after today at work. So let's jump into here first. I'm glad to take this time with you guys. I do appreciate you very much. X, here's a like and retweet these posts. It means a lot. It goes a long way. Shout out to Crypto Coffee. He had a really good stream today. It's too bad I wasn't there to super chat him and ask him about Darker, but he's a busy dude. He's gonna one day he's gonna get the whole enchilada. We'll see mañana. Shout out to Pulsewave Vibe for the rap. Shout out to Kate Figor for the amazing music. If you guys have not gone to CryptoCat 50's YouTube channel and subscribed, go do that. He's got some beautiful videos of touching grass. So if you don't have time to touch grass, you can touch it vicariously through him. Yeah, so this is this right here is from Wick. Anyone remember how these flag things work? Asking for a friend. That's a nice ascending triangle. Nice bull flag there, huh? On the Wick pair. Very cool. Crypto Coffee. Whoa. Your finger's looking awfully close to the hex sell button there, brother. Let's not make any case decisions. Good stuff. Here's a video from Grand Inquisitor where he talks about what it would be like if you compared hex to a flight and the different things that have been going on, and it's pretty cool. If it weren't so long and I weren't going to get struck by copyright struck, I'd play it for you guys. Here's last night's. Will round 4 pass round 3, and as today's title says, we're 900 mints short of 4 catching 3, and there's 3 days left, and they're gonna fly by. And I mean, geez, it's
yeah,
good times. Shout out to Pulse,
check the charts.
Kate
It's a
Figor for
bloody
this song
scene.
as well. 101 views. That is pretty dang good. Someone must have posted that, or this is the bottom. I haven't seen more engagement, more views on the video. So either I'm getting sexier, which is that's a possibility at 46 for all men, including Richard Hart, which I think he's a few months younger than me. But maybe I'm getting sexier, or maybe people are looking for deals and seeing the excitement and a little bit of pumps. Here we go. Welcome to Pulse Chain. I'm going to get copyright struck, but this is worth it. Yeah, catching up Crypto Coffee. This is the Crypto Clarity Act. Chances of passing are up. I got called out by Corey. Said crypto will not replace traditional finance. That was a pipe dream to sucker in retail investors. Well, maybe right now it is. Maybe it's not going to replace traditional finance anytime soon. I agree. Right now it's right now crypto has replaced gambling for the most part, and it's replaced financial experiments like what we got going on here at Darker Matter. I responded with the yeesh kind of look from our buddy. I don't remember his name. I liked him better on Family Feud. Paul Harvey? No, not Paul Harvey. I'm going to give up. I love you, Corey. I think you're a smart dude. In my humble opinion, that's like saying internet is never going to replace CDs and newspapers. Like for reals. If you guys want some really amazing deodorant, go to She Sees Through Mrs. Vibra Finance. She makes a bunch of really cool natural health products right from her home. Just really cool stuff. Then you got Tangent saying that they took out Wartime General She looks at you after showing her hex stake ladders. And then 13,000 in the eDai pool. I wonder what it is now. I haven't even checked agproject.io since maybe this morning. So I'm about to figure out and find out what is going on in the ecosystem. Let's go from doom scrolling Twitteroonies over to our favorite project in the entire world, in the entire universe, really, because I don't actually know of any websites on other planets. The gas is a little pricey at 700K for a transaction right now. I don't know if we want to do our mint or if we want to wait. But Darker is about 172.59. I think this is reading the Darker die pair. I could be wrong. Die pair. Get it? The die pair? Diaper. Anyways, we want to, we got 3 days and 15 hours, 48 minutes until round 3, season 1 ends. And when that ends, the jackpot is going to be announced, and everyone that minted for season 3 can go to work and start staking their NFTs to get higher yield from the treasury. We'll go over that in 1 second. Let's look at this supply. This is the part I don't understand. There is 13.6% circulating supply. Out of that, it says 46 of the 727,748 Darker outside the FOMO treasury have been minted. So my question is that 46% of the 13%? Because if that's the case, I would say they're not in the circulating supply anymore. Let's holler at our old pal Claude AI. I was just going over the supply tab on agproject.io, and I noticed it said 46% of the 727,748 Darker outside the FOMO treasury have been minted. And I know that that's minting for the first time. That doesn't count people that hit the jackpot and reminted, because only one of those would count from the circulating supply. But if 46% of the 13% of circulating supply, if that's what it's reading, is staked, then I would argue that it's not circulating supply. So doesn't that mean that circulating supply should be half of what it is right now, which is 13.6? There we go. We'll put its little peanut brain to work on that while we go through the rest of it. Let's see how to play. Let's see if the gas has gone down a little bit. I do love a good deal. 661, it went down by 40K. All right, so how to play. You mint the Darker Matter token into a fuel cell NFT. And then you go to the farm after the round is over, and you stake it. And you also can get paid in 3 different ways. You can get paid, well, not 4 now, but you can get paid through hitting the jackpot. You can get paid in eDai for sacrificing, and you can get paid from Liquid Darker from staking your NFTs for 180 days. And that gives you a chance to claim some Darker Matter tokens liquid right to your wallet. And that's going to happen closer to New Year's Eve. So mint, let's refresh this. Come on, drop to like the 300s like you were. Okay, now it's up to 700. So let's just pretend we minted. We go to mint. We would mint probably another 100 out of these 200. We got 3 days left, so maybe I'll mint 100 or 200 tomorrow. So you just click the amount that you want to mint here. As you can see, it's minting for round 4 right now because we're in round 3. So round 3, once a round starts, you can't mint for the round, because that would not be fair, because you're locked into the jackpot, and that round, that family or that bloodline, that group that gets yield from the FOMO curve. So you mint here, and then you go to farm, and you go to past rounds. So we have round 1 and 2 that are both passed. You can click on them. You can click on fuel cell info, if you want to check out the information on here and play with the Moon Math slide bar to see how much your NFTs would be worth in the future in US dollar terms. Or you can go to manage fuel cells, and then you can choose a certain amount of your fuel cells. We don't have any that are unstaked, but if we did, we could choose some, and we could choose to mint them for either 33 days for a 10x bonus boost from the treasury, or we could mint them for 180 days for a 100x boost and liquid darker from the 180-day bonus pool. You can also, so you can hit stake here. Obviously, we can't stake because ours are all staked. And I think you can also deplete from here. There's a deplete button as well. So if I chose these right here, these 33-day ones, and I chose all of them, then I could end my stake right here. I could end stake early. And that means I would basically have sacrificed my yield for no reason, and I'd have to start the clock over. I could also end the stake, and then I could deplete them, and I would get 90% of the darker matter inside of them back, which is not a lot right now. It won't be a lot for the first season and a half, depending on if you stake them for extra yield. Here's a legend right here on the site. So this will tell you what every one of the colors and symbols mean on this fuel cell farms, because there is a lot going on right now. We are working at simplifying this in the near future. It may just make it a little bit easier to use, a little bit step by step instead of all at once. So let's pretend we've minted and then we've farmed, and now we want to get paid. So we can either go up to how to play and click on get paid, or there's a get paid tile over here. I'm going to grab. The jackpot is very, very interesting. In 3.5 days, 77 NFTs are going to hit the maximum jackpot that you can get. So 77 NFTs will have the opportunity to claim 1,332 darker each, or sacrifice them to the void for the EDI payouts, which you get basically in perpetuity, which is a long way of saying forever. Forever. But this is the banana things, folks. Go back here to Fuel Cell Farms, and we take a look at the minting going on right now. Round 4 is going to go from the 25th UTC to the 5th of August UTC, right around 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Eastern time, which is such a bizarre time that we started this. We should have done it like in the evening, but we didn't. And so you get these cool live streams from work sometimes for me. I think this is a Friday, though. I think it's a Friday for us, and it's a Saturday for the rest of the world. And the crazy thing is that 57,000 fuel cells were minted in season 3, and that gives us a total winner of the jackpot that it's divided by 740, so it gives us 77 winners. Round 4 is within spitting distance. Round 4, I think, since it only has 900 to catch up, would already have 76 winners. And if it continues and gets higher than round 3, it could have several more winners than round 3 had. And that's going to be very interesting to see how the sacrifice goes, to see how many of the whales and winners sacrifice and keep snowballing the jackpot, and how many of those winners grab that 1,332 darker, which at today's price is ridiculous. Let's see, if we add 1,332 times $1.70. Yeah, that's $2,200, $2,264 I mean, obviously, if you sold that much, you would get a little less. You push the price against yourself. But $2,264 is a fortune in Pulse Chain right now. You can buy bags that people spent tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on during the last bull market in Hex and Pulse and PulseX, and you can get a big bag of some very cheap tokens, in our humble opinions here, for that. So are they going to take the money? Or here's the one thing: some people might claim the 1,332 and mint them for a really good chance of winning round 4s. Nope, it would be over by then. They would have to mint for round 5. So some of these people might be rolling that mint into round 5 to get a really good chance of hitting jackpot in 5, assuming or hoping that the snowball continues. But the last snowball was insane. It was down to the wire. There was like 13 left, and like 4 of them had to sacrifice to max this out, to max the mega jackpot out. And they did it last time. Out of the rounds 1 and 2, 243 winners of jackpot have sacrificed. That's a lot. And 50 wallets have claimed. And I think out of those 50 wallets claimed, a bunch of it was reminted. That's my guess. Because a lot of our sell pressure we see is, right here at the EDI converter. That's the next place you want to check. Oh, we got 10 cents sitting over here for us. Just waiting. Yeah, we're at $13,218. There's no darker and make it rain right now. I don't know. Have we seen the end of the minting? I don't know, because when people mint, 5% of that darker goes into the EDI converter. So 5% of it is sold for EDI, which pays the sacrificers who are making the ultimate commitment and they're giving away any claim in the future to that jackpot darker. They're giving away any claim to a fuel cell in the future when people start sacrificing them. Some people accidentally sacrificed a bunch of them at like very, very low value, and I feel horrible for those people. But it does serve as a lesson for the rest of us that don't touch the stove. Stove's hot. Or ask a question in Telegram. Okay, so this is what AI told me about that. Minted all time exceeds true circulating supply of 302, 111%. So it can't be a clean under 100% of circulating supply. Which honest framing do you want for the supply stat? Which honest framing do you want for the supply stat? Own the 1x1x, so minted 1x1 the entire circulating supply. The strongest true scarcity flex. More darker has been cycled into fuel cells than actually circulates. Show as a multiple badge, a multiplier badge, not a progress bar. That one's interesting. Percent of total all time. So 334,000 minted would be 15% of supply all time. Honest, it says under 100%. Drops a misleading circulating claim, keeps the bar. Show real circulation 13.6. Add a clean circulating 13.6, 302,561 darker line, and keep minted as a plain count. 2 true facts, no ratio between flow and snapshot. Or type my own answer. I'm going to type my own answer. I want to know how many darker matter tokens were minted for the first time, not reminted from winning the jackpot, because that is a true lockup of darker matter for a pretty long time before those people will get their APY where they could dump the darker matter back on the market. Let's see if it understands that, and probably doesn't. Fuel cell buy bonus. This is the fourth way that I was talking about. It's coming soon. And basically, you look at the leaderboard here, you got gold medal winner 5, 6B, 5A. They're 21 points. Their bonus is 106 darker that they can claim when this goes live. And I think this is going to happen every like 3 journeys or like once a month. So 33 days. 7F9CD. Now, I don't see the Buybot on here. That's funny because Buybot has done some insane net buying. But this one has 11 points, so they qualify. To claim 59 bonus darker. And then 81380, they're sitting on 26.5. I think the 79FCD might be the Wrastler. Yeah, that looks like the Wrastler's net buys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could be wrong, and I'm not trying to dox anyone. I'm just saying. Pretty cool, pretty cool. CCABC, they're eligible for 16. And all the way to 9EBC9 down here, they've bought a net buy of 2 darker. So you can see the bar is pretty low down here. 7 and 8 bought 61, 66 net buys. Number 6 bought 198. Where do they get, 9.9. So it looks like it's about a 10% bonus here. Not bad. 5 or 10%. Let me see. 5% bonus. Yeah, so you guys can get extra dark just by buying. Oh, look at this. The gas is down to 384. So let's actually go to mint and mint 100 tonight to raise our chances of hitting jackpot in journey 4, round 4. Old habits die hard. During the first dark matter, we called each round a journey, and it was 45 days. So if you guys are getting impatient waiting 11 days for a round to end, man, you should have been with us. So I got confetti and I got some fireworks back there, and we went through the entire game, which is mint, farm, get paid. And that's the whole game. Minters win, stakers win harder. That's all there is to it. We are tax exempt navigator in this address right here. And yeah, that's about it. Let's go play on some charts, kids. Let's go play in the streets. It was a nice green day for Pulse Chain, which was freaked a lot of people out. They were not ready to the color. They were not ready for the color green. And look at this nice little double bottom, ting dong. I mean, we had one here too, so don't get too excited. And we had a triple bottom here, so don't get too excited. But I'm just saying, like, that looks pretty solid, actually. Pretty solid. So Wrap Pulse is up 5, almost 6%. Hex is up 10.5%. Claiming its penny. Nope, not near claiming its penny. It's penny. Where is its penny? Lord. The penny is up here. I can't believe the Hex on Pulse Chain is 1/10 of a penny. And we're excited that it's not going lower. That is a big change from what happened earlier. PulseX up 7%. This is the powerhouse of Pulse Chain as far as I'm concerned. Wick. Look at Wick. It's got this bull flag we talked about earlier on Twitter. Looking good. Actuator up almost 5%. It's a good, healthy consolidation there or support level right here on Actuator. Dr. Doge is up 3%. Heck yeah. And it is up almost 6% on the Hex pair. Some synergy going on there. Pink Miss Well says it's not up. It's up 0%, which doesn't make sense because it is up. But it's $37 for 1 million of those right now. You know, whatever. Let's go this way to my watch list. And Pink Miss Well and Darker is at 37. It's actually pumped a little bit harder than the one with the pulse pair. And the Darker on this pair, this is 10K of liquidity. Holy shit. There's 10K of liquidity between Pink Miss Well and Darker. And there's not a lot of liquidity from the bags that Pink Miss Well holds. It's bananas. Darker is at $1.75 over here, looking pretty, looking good. Nice. Why does my watch list keep disappearing? I don't know. Darker and Dye. This is the fun one where we've mapped out the rounds, round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4. And we even put a little spaceship. Where the hell did our spaceship go? It was on this one, right? I swear we put a spaceship on this one. All right, we're putting a spaceship on this bad. Look, there's a UFO right there. And we want to place the UFO so that the bottom of it is at $2.22 because I don't know, it's right around there. Yeah, so the bottom was right around 222. I think we're going to get pulled to some repetitive numbers prices because people like that sort of thing. It almost works on a subconscious level for a lot of people. Round numbers, repeating numbers. And so $2.22 might be pretty interesting. Excuse me, sorry. $3.33 might be interesting. $4.44 might be interesting. I'm not telling you guys anything. I don't know anything. I'm just saying that people like patterns, people like numbers. So, and right now, to be honest, Darker is kind of like daring people. Darker is daring people to buy it up and break this line, right? Break this all-time high again. And it's also daring people to sell. Like some people, like I said earlier, $2,000 in pulse chain is a fortune. I want to say a effing fortune, but I'm just going to say it's a fortune. Some people are showing up. They didn't know they got the Darker Matter airdrop. They pull up their wallets on somewhere like Squirrel Swap, Portfolio Viewer, and they see, oh my gosh, I have $100 of this token. I have $200 of this token. Let me see if it has any liquidity. And then they go to, Switch.win or Squirrel Swap. And they're like, oh, I can actually sell my $100 or $200. Boom, gee, gone. Because they haven't seen money in so long. You can't blame them. But hopefully they'll at least come check out the project and figure out where it's coming from. Jump on Twitter or Telegram and say, hey, what's this Darker Matter token? Is it a ripoff of Dark Matter? Like, I don't know. If they've heard of us, this is the best kept secret in Pulse Chain. But I don't want to jinx us by changing this 2K to 2.2K. But we'll just wait and see what happens because you don't have enough Darker, and a lot of people are figuring that out. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Look at that. There's our spaceship. Let's put this one up at 333. 333. There you go. 333, and we'll put this one at 222. There we go. So yeah, interesting stuff. I don't know if we're going to go up or go down. And as a market, we've been pumping, which is nice. That definitely pushes us up with the liquidity pairs we have here, which I'm excited to see how much liquidity we have at $1.70. It's going to be sweet. But yeah, let's see. Darker and Hex has 3.7K and it's up to 170. Darker and PulseX is another big pair. It's got 6.7K. It's up to $1.73. Darker and Actuator, 2K on this pair. Actuator is holding this bounce right there. And Darker is at $1.74 over here. And then, oh, it's just losing it for a second and taking a minute to load, I guess. Dr. Doge and Darker has $200. No, I'm sorry. This is P-Dye. P-Dye and Darker have $200 liquidity. Dr. Doge and Darker have almost 3K of liquidity right here. And Dr. Doge is hanging on to that nice last pump that it got. $1.74 over there. Darker and PTGC. This one is just like $50, $100. $100 here. And PTGC also holding on to its pump with both hands. And Darker's $1.74 over here. Gelato. Let's talk about Gelato. There's 8K of freaking liquidity over here. Why? How? Someone loves space sci-fi and ice cream and sweet treats at the same time. That's the only thing I can think of. Gelato hanging on to its pump right here. That's really nice. That wick is insane. I don't even know what that wick is. That's crazy. And Darker's at $1.68 over here. If you guys want to eat some tax, or if you get a little bit cheaper over there. Let's see here. Darker and nuts. You want your nuts darker. You want a roasted nut. Well, look no further than nuts, which is up really nicely today, 2% right there. Very nice. Darker at $1.77 over here. Ooh, someone's trying to beat everyone space race to the aliens up there. That's very promising. I like that. Darker and Peacock. Peacock's at $200 liquidity. Darker's up to $1.77 over there. That's not bad. See how's Peacock doing. Peacock's down a little bit today, but it's hanging on to that pump, which is a good deal. Sitting at a penny. Darker and Yep Token has almost $700 of liquidity. It's at $1.74 over here, and Yep is doing really good. The Yep has a more insane wick than Gelato does. Something must have happened in their little group, or because the rest of the market doesn't have these crazy red wicks right here. At least I haven't noticed them. And then, of course, shout out to Kryptonite for talking about the Neon project. Neon, Darker's at $1.78 over here. That's insane. Neon is up as well. It just broke this last all-time high right there. That is bananas. And we have 2K of liquidity paired with Neon. Very cool. Morbius, where we like to go gamble sometimes. That's up 6%. That's looking nice. It's looking really nice. And then one which I don't know why it doesn't show up over here. Probably because Gecko Terminal's stupid. But we have the wick and the wick chart, which I think I have over here. I think we saw, wick is up, just going crazy, man. Absolutely nuts. That's powerful. Up 10.5%. That's crazy. I'm looking for the darker wick pair. Darker wick, darker wick, darker wick. Might be wick darker. Pulse. There it is. It's at the bottom. Yeah, wick is just looking beautiful on this chart. And darker is at $1.73 over here. So nothing to sneeze at. Nothing. Definitely something worth writing home about. Or whatever. I don't know. All right. PulseChainStats.com, bunch of information on this site. Wix has the Noxabot. They have their sites. They have their merch, which is killer. They've got their world, which is bananas. They've got 1 trillion websites and products. They have a members only group. They have a agentic tech stack. I don't know what that means, but I know that people that are into AI know what it means. And that is very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. And then, of course, here's their live calls for the degens. If you want to cheat into the new hot thing and try to beat people to the sell button, there's some interesting picks on here and who put them and when they put them. Rings of Dust, chapter 23 is waiting for a read. I got to double check the poll because we did change a lot about that chapter. Dr. Doge is currently paying out. Look at this liquidity between Dr. Doge and these tokens. Insane in the membrane. Dr. Doge and Wrap Pulse is 24K. Dr. Doge and Hex is 3.5K. Dr. Doge and Wrap Pulse is 2.8K. Dr. Doge and Darker is 2.8K. It's a popular one right here. And if you look at right here, Smart Pups Do Science, and you scroll down, when you fold proteins with this really cool project, you'll get paid in Dr. Doge, but you'll also get paid in, is it Very Proven Science? That might be it. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, Dr. Doe's science chart. Look at all the science that we've done. Save humanity. So not only do you get paid out in the Dr. Doge token, you get paid out in Wick, in Indican, in Darker, and Nuts. Shout out to Red Squirrel right there. Red Squirrel is the creator of the RNG that we use. Let's see if there's anything for sale over here on OX Bistro. Right now, it looks like BurnX is at the money, and they're just accepting Pulse for that one. Top Hat is out of the money, and the Top Hat seller is accepting Hex for that. You can see which tokens they accept right here. You can buy part of the order or all of the order. You will see Darker here from time to time at a cheap ass discount. And as soon as people find it, they usually buy it. But sometimes it sits there for a bit. People just don't know to look. Nexion, Pulse.com, lending platform, token launcher, NFT farm, regular farms. I can't even go over all the crazy stuff that they're doing. They have their own universe they're building. Shout out to Psycho and Lef, the devs, who have also built some other cool stuff, including Darker Matter, not Psycho, but Lef. And I hear Psycho's a cool dude. Yeah, check out Nexion. That neon chart is insane. It might keep going insane. It might not. That's looking pretty damn good. Morbius is where we go to gamble our feelings away. After we're done eating our feelings in the kitchen, we come here and we play some high stakes blackjack. And right now we are killing it. We're up 320,792 Morbius. That is literally a fortune 100 years ago. It's like 6 cents. We're killing it. We came from the bottom and we're up here now, just like Drake. We lost 6 cents the first night. We couldn't sleep. We almost just walked out in the woods and just cried because that was such a financial loss. And now we're up. So life is good. Hang in there, folks. Here are the tutorials that we made with a Notebook LM. And this explains a lot of stuff really, really well. I think I'm going to end with Beat the Depletion Trap because I think a lot of people are missing this. I heard Coffee say today, are NFTs even a thing? Are anyone selling NFTs? And I totally get it because places like Mintra just are a ghost town. We do have Harry Labs and NFT Nutters, which are bringing back the platform, and people will talk about them again. But people are sleeping on the fact that this is an NFT with a intrinsic cash value, and it's also an NFT that can be traded and will continue to accrue value even after it's traded. So once people wrap their heads around that and realize you can sell an NFT instead of burn it and continue helping the rest of your bags, that will be a game changer. Bitcoin was up to 65 yesterday. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lanta. We're up to $66,000. Man, we have not been at $66,000 since, well, that's the year to date. It's been a while, I think. Like, we haven't been 66 since June 16th. And then before that, it was June 3rd. So, and then it had this little 80,000 pump around May. But yeah, still trying to make up its mind whether it's going to be awesome or not. Its little sister Ethereum is sitting at 1933. I'll take that. That's a great day for Ethereum, considering the craziness that we've seen. The Bitcoin dominance chart, we are waiting for this chart to drop all the way back down here to 40% or 35% if we're really lucky. And that once this taps those levels, you better be selling, kid. You better be you better be taking profit, a lot of profit, because the last time this happened down here, 40%, 39%, this was when Hex hit 50 cents right here. So if it comes back down here and Hex flies, don't forget to take profit this time, kids. All right, fuel cells, we have a total of still thinking. Okay, hang on. Hold on. Let me read the AI while we're waiting for this right here. Total supply, 2,222,222 tokens, 100%. FOMO treasury locked is 67%, 67.3% to be exact. Jackpot, which is minted fuel cells, is at 19%. The true circulating in hands is 302,561 or 13%. So actually 13% is half of what was airdropped. So wouldn't that mean that the airdrop, so minted into fuel cells all time, is 15%? So that's 334,532. So really, the all-time high, or the all-time circulating amount so far was 28%. So we went from 28% down to 13.6%. Not too shabby in less than 3 rounds. That's pretty good. So my denominator wrongly left the jackpot bonus pools in. Real circulating supplies that. Just like you said, here's the deeper problem you've uncovered. Minted into fuel cells is a cumulative all-time number. Every minter ever, including remints. Well, that's okay. Or darker, that recycled back to pools and got reminted a second time. It's not first time only, and the darker you pay to mint doesn't stay locked in the cell. It flows out to the treasury pools and can be minted. We get it. We know. That's what it's supposed to do. That's why minted blah 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 actually exceeds that. To be honest, the honest number isn't a sub 100 nut bar. Okay, holding off on changing the current 46 outside. Okay, so here we go. So I said I want to know how many blah blah blah. Here's the answer. First time mentors. Okay, what we want to have is all-time circulating supply, which would have been around 38% at the time of the airdrop if 15% of all of it were minted, and now there's 13% left, correct? So let's have an all-time circulating supply, and then how far it has shrunk to now, and hopefully we can see it shrink even more in the future. There we go. All right, 334,632 fuel cells. It says there are 71 holders, but there are more holders. Let's actually add that too. We also want to see the ratio of addresses that hold mints, minted fuel cells, including staked fuel cells, grow over time, because right now on Pulse Scan, it only shows the ones that are unstaked. All right, so yeah, there's 209,000 in the 180-day stake smart contract. That's insane. That's bananas. That's about 2/3. And like I said, some of those, this 33,333 cannot be minted until that round's over. And this 22,000, I'm sorry, staked. This 22,000 can't be staked until that's over. And this 21,000, wow, that is insane. Wow. Bananas. Yeah, these are some big, heavy minters. These are whales, basically, of NFTs. And then there's 776 holders of Darker. And we'll go over that in Squirrel Swap. If you guys want to buy Squirrel a beer, just send some nuts to this address. Send some Darker to this address. Send some meme coins, some garbage to this address. Just kidding. Send him some really good stuff. Tip him. Send him some cash. Let him know we really appreciate the work he's doing for the Pulse Chain community. Believe in yourself. Hi, Max. Hex Monkey staked a whole bunch of my fuel cells for 180 days yesterday. Let's go. Awesome, dude. That's awesome. People saying hi in here. There's no other project like this on Pulse Chain or anywhere else for that matter. It's pretty unique. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I agree with that as well. What's the CA for fuel cells? That's a great question. The CA for fuel cells ends in, it's not even pulling up. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like 5D80. If it pulls up here, I'll post it, but where was I finding it before? Well, I know where we can find it. We can go to other scan right here and put in our address, the stream address right here, which, nope, that's Pulse Bitcoin. That's not it. What about this one? Nope, that's also not it. Let's actually just paste it in this one because I don't know what this one is. So we'll copy this. We'll put it into the address bar here. And then we'll see that we minted fuel cells and we interacted with the launch Darker controller. So if we click on this hash, it'll show us that we sent them to the launch controller, which interacted with the fuel cell smart contract address. So there's our address. There's our address in the launch controller. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not it. That's the launch controller. That's not 180-day bonus pool. Wishwell. That one. So it sent 100. So here's what happened. It sent 100 to the launch controller. And then the launch controller sent it to team addresses, the eDAI converter, the 180-day pool, and the jackpot address. So this is it splitting up the 100 into its percentages. But it should be, see, like fuel cell V2. Fuel cell V2. No. I want to go back and click on fuel cell V2. There it is, 805D8. This is it right here. Copy that one. This is the fuel cell contract address. So don't get these confused. Don't send money to the fuel cell address. Send it to Red Squirrel in that one up there. If you guys are copying and pasting and feeling generous. Okay, Squirrel Swap. You can check out your portfolio here. It shows you how much darker you got. It shows you how many nuts you have. If you're wondering how many nuts you have, actuator, Dr. Doge, actuator. It shows you your LP positions. It shows you your hex stakes. It shows you your DeFi-like actuator and Dr. Doge and Emit Farms and the Neon Farms. It's amazing. It shows you your NFTs. We're still trying to figure out which NFTs are mine out of these. It should be around 2,500 right here. There, yeah. Oh, no, maybe that one. 22? I don't know. One of these are the ones that are actually on the live darker matter right now. And then let's take a look at the liquidity. It was at 41, almost 42K earlier today. That's awesome. Now it's at 44.6. Whoa, kids, we're up a couple K. That feels good. People are always looking for good liquidity in a project. And here's the map of where each one of these pairs is, how big it is, and where it lines in the pricing chart. It's got the median price right now of $1.65. I think it usually is more conservative or it takes it longer to exit, longer to index than the swap. You know, if you go to the swap, you're gonna get, let's see. So if we buy one EDI of darker, what price is it going to quote me here? Actually, no, sorry. Let's flip this around. So if we took one darker matter right now, one darker matter is going to pay us thinking it's going to give us a $1.55 for one dark matter. We get I don't know if the price crashed in the last 10 seconds, but no, it's still in the $100.70s. That's unfortunate. That is not a great price. And let's see the path. Jiminy Christmas. Darker to Pulse XV2 Hex, PX V1 to EDI. So it's bouncing it through the darker hex pair and then the hex die pair. That is some garbage right there. Or wait, hang on one second. This might actually be adding the sales tax because it thinks that there's a sales tax on all of them, but the routers and the exchanges don't know. So we might actually get 10% more than we think we're going to get in EDI. So what's $1.55 times 1.1? That equals 170. That's more like it. So you'll probably get more than it says here, depending on if you're tax exempt or not. Interesting. What was I going to show you guys here? Oh, I like this one right here where you scroll up and you click view top holders. And you'll notice that if you go, let's just go halfway down the page to 25, which is, under some liquidity pools and stuff. If you go down halfway down the first page, 97% of the token is in the hands of the top 25. I like that. I like that a lot. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, there's like one person that owns a ton of that token. And if they're a cool person, if they're a good person, awesome. I'm buying the shit out of that token. I'm buying the shit out of Pink Miss Well. I'm buying the shit out of Darker. I'm buying the shit out of all sorts of stuff where I know that there's just not a lot of supply out there, because I know that if there's any demand or liquidity or value that's pumped in there, bridged in there, then I'm going to get a great, I've got a much better chance of making money on something that's scarce than something that everyone has 2% of. And then if we go, I mean, I don't know how this just goes down to the top 50. On the first page, 98% is spoke for. So really, we get to 97% by 24. We get to 96% by 18. We get to 95% by 12. So it's crazy that this just, it's quite the curve. I don't know the word to say. I'm sure someone in chat can explain this, but it's got that, not a hockey stick, but it's exponential curve. Anyways, it's scarce, and it's going to get scarcer, I believe. I could be wrong. I frequently am. Vault 369 has taken ProveX, or Mr. Proof token, and Mr. Proof token is tied to stable coins instead of the rest of the cores. So it has been decorrelated from the pumpy pumps, as our friend Crypto Coffee has been telling us. Let's see here. Here's VersaVault, borrow, earn, and stay secure all in one protocol. VersaVault combines 0% interest borrowing, redemption protection, and yield opportunities into one fully independent protocol. Let's get started. So read the docs, join the community, launch app. We are not part of the Telegram yet. Holy shit, guys. First of all, let's go to Telegram and join that group. And then add fire to Triplet Dad, or as Kryptonite calls him, Triple Dad. Triplet Dad says white paper this week. We're going to add some fire to that. Oh my gosh. Dude, CryptoCats beat me in here already. White paper soon? He's the one that asked about it. Wow. Wow. Cool stuff. So just joined the VersaVault community there, and then we want to also follow them on X. Go to X. Oh, we are following them already. Hell yeah. And they follow us. This is a beautiful friendship in the making. So that's VersaVault right there. Here's 369's page, which just gives me a migraine. This green is too green. The green is too bright. But yeah, I'm trying. I can't look at it. I can't look at it, dude. I tried to look at it and like focus and read what it was saying, and it's too much. I mean, I'm tired. It's the end of the day. Maybe I should try that when I wake up and drink some coffee. Anyways, here's some transfers from someone, Dump and Dark. I believe this person had about 1,000. Dumped 250, they minted 250, they're sitting on 250, something weird like that. So there's that one. Got the Keeper bot. You got Pulse Bitcoin. I was trying to see how many holders held Pulse Bitcoin. Here's our production going in right now. Is that our new production? 24 hours ago. Wait a minute. You got to push this shit to. Okay, now this reconciles everything. Your instinct is right. Let me nail it with on-chain, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so at launch, 32% of Darker was liquid. Your 38% in stake real number is 32.7. Since then, blah, 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 blah. That reconciles that. Proposed. Liquid supply shrinking. 2 anchor points are live computable from current reads. Updates on every load. A full curve. Is what it gives us for launch. For the launch, now starts delivery story. The holder count, you're 100% right about PulseScan. Staked fuel cell are transferred into the locked vault, so on-chain, blah, 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 blah. 2 things for you to green light. Build the liquid supply. Shrinking stat. Okay, yeah, now, yeah, do it. and compute the true current holder count. Yep. And then grows over time chart. Yes. Yeah. Build both and push to main. Man, we're just vibe coding, vibing and hanging out, looking at some boomer tabs. That's about it, folks. Like, let's see who's in chat now. We have Kate Figor here, who's playing your music at the top there. I have to confess, I have leftover whiskey from the weekend, but I typically don't drink in the week, or at least try not to, but I'm making an exception tonight. So carry on, Space Sturdian. There we go. Hex Glenn. What's up, Hex Glenn? Jonathan Kumpala, even though you never can comment until the end of these when we're playing the credits or the video. Good to see you, my brother from another mother. Fell in my recliner. Hope everything's having a good night. I think he just passed out. Hi, not hi, LOL. That's funny. Hi, Hex Glenn. Maybe Hex Glenn is high. I am listening in, brother. I know you are. I know you're always there. It's just, you just never say hi until it's too late. It cracks me up, man. Hope everything's going awesome down where you're at and you're part of the world, family, and everything's going good. I wish we had time to come hang out at your place when we were down there last time. There'll be more chances. There'll be more opportunities in the future. I believe we're going to make it into the next bear market where we get to hang out on all the little hexacos that HT and other people are picking up. I talked a bunch on Friday night stream. Haha. You did. That was nice. I thought it was maybe your kid got your phone and knew a lot about crypto. We will meet again. We'll definitely meet again. Hey, CryptoCat, Jonathan. Yeah, so I mean that's it. The price chart is looking damn fine. I don't want to jinx it by talking about it too much, but we did put the flying saucers in the sky just to keep track of everything, just to keep an eye on stuff, you know. Wait, where's my darker dye? There it is. Yeah, we got our little saucers in the sky. Buybot's been just munching away as people minting. CryptoCat, what is your prediction for how many the final mint of round 4? Don't know where, don't know when at Jonathan, haha, Verilyn. So yeah, love Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. 58888. That's your guess. So CryptoCat's guess right now, it's 58888. Let's do this. Let's do a little contest. People love contests. They love stuff being given away. Let's post this. And someone's gonna rig this. Someone's gonna guess close, and then they're gonna mint the exact amount at the last second to try and win. Because you guys are game theory enthusiasts, which makes you love this stuff. So okay, closest. Yeah, here we go. Closest guess to total fuel cell NFTs minted in round 4. Round 4 will receive. Let's make it interesting. 20 darker. What is that? We got to put a dollar amount because degens love money. So it's 20 times 1.7. 20 times 1.7 equals $34, man. $34. Again, a fortune in today's market. $34. Yeah, we'll receive him $4. There we go. Must retweet and be in our Telegram to win. Okay, here's another one. Let's get even crazier. Second winner will be chosen at random on stream. Well, no, I don't like that YouTube thing. YouTube, I mean, granted, a lot of you guys are on YouTube and we've done the raffles before, but it's a huge pain in the ass because YouTube does not know your address, and yeah, it's some people win like 2 or 3 times. So I'm just going to say second winner will be chosen at random and announced actually watch this. Second winner how do you say this? Okay. Last guess before clock rolls over also wins 20 darker. Matter tokens. There we go. That makes it a little more interesting. Gives other cheats a chance. There we go. And maybe we should do is take a screenshot of the website so people know where to find the picture here. Screenshot. There's my little screenshot. Oh, no. I got to go like this. I got to go screenshot, new, and then go like this. Capture. Yeah, we want to replace the last capture. Cool. So we'll go here to Twitter. We're going to add this picture of the countdown. And we'll say watch count down at agproject.io. There we go. I should probably put our Telegram also here. t.me/anti-gravity saga. Not Sage Saga. Nope, Saga. Anti-gravity saga. There we go. Yeah, that's the contest right there. So feel free to retweet this with your guess. And make sure that you're in Telegram so you can DM me your address if you win. And then, like I said, the last guess to get in right under the wire, which we should be able to tell just by Twitter, but we'll do that as well. Let me see. Do I have any gross misspells here? Typos. should probably say winner chicken dinner. Boom, 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 boom. Then just say giveaway, just so people know that they can win some moolah in this bear market. Well, it wasn't a bear market today, but usually that's a lot of money. There we go. Post. So feel free to put your guesses there, and hopefully that'll get some pique some interest of other people there. So thank you for the repost. Believe in yourself. Thank you very, very much. Love it. Love it. All right. That's about it. Let me check the it says I can't mint right now, already minted, but I'm going to mint some more soon, probably for round 5. CryptoCat says 34. $34. Oh, that was why am I doing math when I have much smarter people here? A cheap air fryer. Yeah. 320,000. I'm tweeting here. I'm not on X, but that's my guess. Well, you better get on X, bro. You got to get on there and talk about these cool things on X, because that's where the degens are. LOL, chicken dinner. I was just thinking that. Just put it in X. Yeah. So anyways, you guys don't have enough dark. You don't have enough fuel cells. And let's double check before we leave. Let us double check before we leave. Give Vercel a minute. Let's see. No, it's in production. It went in production 4 minutes ago. Let's check the website. See if it's on the stats now. We'll do a hard refresh of the site. We'll click on supply. Now, look at this. Liquid supply shrinking. 58% of the launch liquid supply locked into the game since launch. Whoa. 58% of the liquid supply. So 32% down to 13.6%. That's bananas. Minted into fuel cells. And then what was the other thing we wanted? The amount of minting here. So holders, including state, 90. Whoa, there's 90 addresses instead of 7. There's 20 addresses that are fully state. That's amazing. That's bananas. The problem is that now it's too damn. It's its own web page. It's its own web page. We should probably let Claude know. It looks amazing, but now the problem is that where it opens on the page, you cannot scroll down far enough to see the bottom of the Where is the Darkness supply tab. So we can either move it up or have it so it's free floating so that you can scroll down to the bottom of it. There we go. Vibe coding before your very eyes. Amazing. Amazing. Let's see here. Heading to bed. Me too. I'm spreading the word on Threads. Give me a break. Don't make me go back to X. Too many racists on there. Have you ever thought that maybe people are just pretending to be racist? Maybe they're just make-believe racists. I mean, sure, I'm sure there's some real racists on there, but my guess is there's more trolls than actual racists. I just put in X. Oh boy, let's check his guess right here. 66,777. What? That is believe in yourselves right there. And then CryptoCats 58888. You guys are really picking up on this thing right here. Let's see if we can get that. Try and see if we can. I mean, $34 is money well spent to just get the word out about this insanity thing going on right here. Anyways, you guys are great. You guys are awesome. You guys matter. What you do matters. You don't have enough dark matter. You have a lot of value in yourself. it's been a rough couple days here for me, not to like beg for attention or complain. But I will say this. I got to tell myself this all the time, that I am valuable, that I'm way more on the love and joy spectrum of existence than I am on the physical drama side of existence when it comes to our, tripartite beings. We're a paradox, right? We come from this place of infinity and endlessness and unconditional things. And then we come and we experience something where everything is finite, time's finite, space is finite. It just feels we are a paradox. We're this beautiful paradox. And before I go, I would be remiss if I did not show you guys the amazing stuff that is made by this community. And I would include Red Squirrel's random number generator in the art that is created and shared with this community. And I need to get I need to find out where the heck my Hex T chains are, but darker matter right here, there we go. I'll just switch places with it. That is, everything is backwards on stream. This is a absolutely amazing, beautiful thing. And I want to go as a dark matter token for Halloween. I think we'll see what happens. We'll see how many questions I get about it. I pray for my enemies too. $34 is more than what's in my bank account right now. No kidding. What will I say to anybody? Don't worry about what other people think about you, as long as you mean well and you're doing right by others. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. So his belief says, believe in yourself. Yep. That's awesome, Max. Like an Indian wind chime. It's beautiful. It's what's gonna. I can't wait to see a bunch of hats and hoodies with this on it. It's love it, love it, love it, love it. Set it right back next to the NFT poster framed by our friend Steve Stash. Shout out to Steve Stash. So much beauty and so much passion and so much amazing things in our community here. I didn't know that my dinner was sitting back here. This is actually like a casserole of like kind of like Cafe Rio. If you guys have a Cafe Rio or Chipotle around you, it's homemade like sweet pork and rice and all that stuff. I didn't remember to take my fork to work with me, and so as I eat towards the end of the day when I'm driving home or driving back to the shop, and I'm just eating it with my fingers. Good stuff though. So, all right, that's it. I love you guys. You guys are part of the best community in crypto, hands down. I mean, 90 minters and 30. The stats speak for themselves. The chart speaks for itself. And I think that I don't know. Let me, without shilling my token, let me tell you how I look at other tokens and their price. Let's say Hex right now. Hex is a tenth of a penny. I think that's insane. I think that's totally insane. If I had a budget of $10 right now to spend on Hex, I would spend $9 of it. Because if it went up and I didn't buy, I would feel horrible. If it went down, I would still feel good about buying it tenth of a penny, and I would throw that other buck at it. And it's the same way with other cryptos. Not mentioning it by name. But if you're looking at a crypto, you're like, how bad would I feel if it went up and I didn't buy versus how bad would I feel if it came down and I did buy? That'll give you a ratio in your head. That'll give you a percentage out of 100. It'll be like 40, 60, 70, 30, 80, 20. And that's how much money you should invest in tokens. I mean, that's one way where you can be okay with whether it goes up and down. That's all. Have a great night. enjoy the forthcoming week and forward to the weekend. So love the community. Thank you so much. All right. Well, I'm going to go out on a tutorial because I'm going to give you guys some homework, all 30 of you right here. We're going out on a video here that is an explainer of how this is the secret sauce that I think a lot of people are going to cheat. And they're going to, well, we saw it last time. We saw it last time in dark matter. There was a well that had tens of thousands of fuel cells. And instead of selling the fuel cells to Diamond Hand people that would soak them up and give them, market value for the dark inside, they just burned. They just back then it was called vaporized, but they depleted them all. They burned every NFT and dumped everything straight on market. Didn't use OTC. And you know what? Maybe they were busy. I'm not judging about why they did what they did. I don't know why they did it that way. I'm just saying that if you want to take profit, there's this really cool way to do so. And that's what this video is about. So, but before that, I'm going to play that. And you guys have a wonderful night. Have a great rest of the week. Don't let anyone tell you you're not amazing, because you are. And we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.
Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Okay, let's just jump right in today because we are tackling arguably the biggest strategic dilemma you're going to face out there in the Rings of Dust universe. We're talking about the incredible compounding power of the grid, and more importantly, how you actually secure your gains without completely sabotaging your own setup. Because let's be real, managing those fuel cells and the darker matter locked inside them is a massive high-wire act. You obviously want to take profit, but if you do it the wrong way, bam, you break that beautiful compounding flywheel you've been working so hard to build. So today we're going to dig into how the smartest players in the ecosystem are taking their profit, maximizing their wealth, and keeping those engines running hot. Okay, let's dive into this. The absolute heartbeat of this ecosystem is the 11-day round. And remember, it's always an 11-day round. Never call it a cohort. That's just not how this works. Basically, when darker matter crystals get sealed inside a fuel cell under negative pressure, they turn into this vapor vortex that charges up the cell over exactly 11 days. And right on day 11, the mist clears, brand new crystals form, and the whole cycle is complete. That round is the fundamental rhythm generating energy on the grid. But honestly, knowing that rhythm is really only half the battle. Figuring out what not to do when that 11-day round ends is where the actual strategy kicks in. So here is the big trap that so many explorers fall right into: depletion. Literally, depletion just means breaking open a fuel cell so you can physically harvest the darker matter crystals inside of it. It's totally brute force. It's basically AlphaCorp's favorite destructive way of harvesting. You're physically breaking the vacuum seal to get that energy out. And sure, it might feel like you're taking profit in the moment, but you are literally halting your compounding flywheel dead in its tracks. You're destroying the pressure cooker that's doing all the heavy lifting for you. AlphaCorp might be fine writing that off as the cost of doing business, but as an independent explorer, it's a penalty you absolutely do not want to accept. Because that penalty is a staggering 10%. Think of it like a permanent, unavoidable gas tax. The exact microsecond you crack that seal, 10% of the darker matter inside just instantly vaporizes into the atmosphere. Poof, gone forever. You are only ever getting 90% of what you actually built up inside that cell. And there's literally no way around this atmospheric vaporization. It's just a hard physical law of extraction. AlphaCorp's spreadsheets might be able to absorb that kind of waste, but for us, giving up 10% of your accumulated wealth every single time you want some liquidity is a mathematical death sentence for a compounding grid. Which begs the million-dollar question, right? How do you actually take profit without breaking the grid's flywheel? How do you get liquidity out of your assets without triggering that brutal 10% vaporization tax and without completely resetting your engine? Well, to figure that out, we have to look at how the collective handles things. The Resistance Network didn't survive out there by just throwing away 10% of their energy. And honestly, neither should we. And here is the insider secret straight from the collective's data. You just unstake and sell the intact NFT. I know. It sounds almost too simple, but the mechanics behind this are actually genius. You see, these fuel cells aren't just empty buckets. They have an intrinsic cash value that is directly based on the accumulated darker matter cryptocurrency safely sealed inside of them. Because that interior darker matter has real-world value, the fuel cell NFT itself holds that exact corresponding value on the open market. So instead of breaking the cell open, extracting the crystals and eating that penalty, you just sell the container with the crystals still safely pressurized inside. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. On one side, you've got depleting. You harvest, you break the seal, the vapor escapes, and boom, you instantly lose 10% and your asset is gutted. But on the other side, unstaking and selling intact. By leaving the NFT sealed, you entirely bypass that atmospheric loss. The darker matter vapor stays perfectly contained in the vacuum. You get your profit by selling the NFT to a buyer who wants the intact value of that cell, and you walk away with zero vaporization penalty. It is such a clever workaround. But we do have to talk about what happens to the cell the moment you do this.
Because the lore is super strict about this. It states, quote, "Unlock a cell at any point and all enhanced properties stop within hours. The accumulated advantage is gone," end quote. The second you unstake that NFT to put it on the market, you are officially unlocking it. And the immediate result of that is the cell's lock timer completely stops, and those massive enhanced growth rates come to a screeching halt. The cell drops right back to its baseline 11-day cycle, and all the momentum of that lock is just frozen. Now, for a lot of people, this sounds terrifying. They hear that and think the cell is totally ruined. But honestly, this is the single biggest misunderstanding in the entire ecosystem.
So the crucial point is, the sold fuel cell is not completely reset. This is a critical override to how most people assume the system works. When you unstake and sell the intact NFT, it transfers to the new owner perfectly whole. All of that accumulated darker matter cryptocurrency, it remains completely locked inside the cell. The actual accrued value doesn't vanish. It transfers directly over to the new buyer. Literally, the only thing that actually stops is the lock timer itself. The engine gets turned off, sure, but the fuel tank is still absolutely full, and that creates a wildly lucrative setup for the person buying it. Because they're inheriting all of that intact, pressurized value, the new owner's only real job is just restarting the perpetual engine. They just bought a fully loaded, high-value fuel cell. To get that compounding flywheel spinning again and re-trigger those insane growth rates, all they have to do is initiate a new lock mechanic. They just choose to leave the cell alone and lock it back up. It's this beautiful, frictionless handoff. You get your profit minus the 10% tax, and they get a loaded cell ready to fire up. And the choices they have for restarting it, well, those go right back to the foundational science of the grid. It's actually amazing how all of this traces back to Elsa Klein, the scientist who founded the colony. Her original notebooks, specifically those famous 369 test runs, laid out the exact blueprint for the lock mechanics we use today. She proved that if you just leave a sealed fuel cell alone, the crystals don't just sit there, they multiply at exponential rates. She mapped out the exact milestones where this growth basically breaks normal physics. So when a new owner restarts their inherited fuel cell, they are walking right in Elsa Klein's footsteps, making a distinct choice based entirely on her early predictions. And that choice is strictly binary, a 33-day lock or a 180-day lock. That's it. If the new owner locks it up for 33 days, the interior crystal growth gets a massive 10x boost over the baseline rate. It's a great setup, but if they commit to the true long hold and lock it for 180 days, that triggers the superconductor effect. At 180 days, the interior growth explodes to an unbelievable 100x the baseline rate. It is an entirely different magnitude of compounding power. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is just seeing the sheer scale of those numbers visually. Look at bar 1. That's your baseline. 1x growth on a standard 11-day round. It works, sure. But then you hit bar 2, the 33-day lock. Bam, 10x boost. You are suddenly generating some serious yield inside that cell. But then you look at bar 3. The 180-day lock, 100x, the superconductor. I mean, the chart basically breaks trying to show it. It just proves that patience out here on the grid is a massive economic weapon. And actually, locking for 180 days does something even crazier than just boosting the inside of the cell. Yeah, so hitting 180 days doesn't just give you that 100x interior superconductor boost. If you hold a full grid to 180 days, it triggers continuous exterior crystal deposits every single 11-day round. It turns your entire setup into a 180-day full grid perpetual engine. So you're getting 100x compounding growth on the inside, perfectly paired with relentless automated exterior yield indefinitely. Honestly, it is the absolute endgame of this entire economy. So what you should really take away from this is a pretty stark choice about your own strategy. Are you going to fall for that 10% depletion trap, cracking seals and letting your hard-earned wealth just vaporize into the air? Or are you going to use the collective strategy, unstake and sell those NFTs perfectly intact, and actually master the grid's flywheel? The mechanics are all right there. The The 11-day rounds, the intact transfers, those massive 33-day and 180-day superconductor locks, they're just tools waiting for you to use them. How you take your profit is entirely up to you. Just remember, the math out here is unforgiving, but if you master it, the rewards are literally perpetual. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on The Explainer today, and I'll catch you on the next one.